Alright guys, so before I showed you guys how to do by graphing, then I showed you guys how to do by elimination. Today we're gonna do it by elimination. So we're gonna eliminate. What the idea of elimination means is looking at my two equations, if I combine my like terms, so combine the x's, combine the y's, and combine the numbers, one of the letters should cancel out. Right? It will eliminate. In this case, the x's. Right? If you combine the x's at 0x, you combine the y's, you get 3y. You combine these numbers, 17 and a negative 29, you get negative 12. So the idea in elimination is combine your like terms and one of the letters cancels out. So now that I have 3y equals negative 12, I think we can agree y equals negative 4. Right? We divide both sides by 3, y equals negative 4. So we found half of our answer. Remember, I had to solve for both letters. So that's for 1. For us to be able to solve for x, plug this negative 4 into any of the two equations. Into any of them. So I'm going to choose the second one just to choose one. So 3x, then 2 times a negative 4, right? 2y, I'm going to call that minus 8, right? 2 times y gave me a negative 8. This is equal to negative 29. So my minus 8, let me move it to the other side as a plus 8. I have that 3x equals negative 21. So we can say that x equals negative 7. So it's going to be negative 7, negative 4. It doesn't matter which letter you solve for first. Make sure you write x first, even though we solve for y first. So that's all we do. Elimination, combine your like terms, and one of the letters should cancel out. Like I said, that's why, hence the name, elimination. Looking at question number 2, if I combine my like terms, this case, the y cancels out. So if I combine the x's, I get negative 14x. I know the y's go away, like it's 3 minus 3, 0. Then negative 9 and 9, it's 0. So if negative 14x equals 0, what's x? 0. Now for y, plug it into any of the equations. Let me choose the second one again, just to choose one. So negative 5 times x, it's 0, minus 3y is equal to 9. I know 0 minus 3y is basically negative 3y equals 9. What's y? Negative 3. So my answer will be 0, negative 3. So that's elimination. Some cases it's nice, like the first 15 questions, I'm going to say it's nice because one of the letters cancels out on the first 15. But number 16, it changes a little. If I was to combine the x's, that will give me 6x. If I was to combine the y's, that gives me 27y. So none of them cancels out. So what I'm going to do, let me copy the first equation as it is. I'm just going to write 7x plus 18y equals negative 11. So once again, I just copy the first equation as it is. So I got 7x plus 18y equals negative 11. For the second equation, let me multiply everything by 7. 7 looks like a random number, but let me multiply everything by 7 and I'll tell you guys why by 7. So multiply everything by 7, so we get negative 7x plus 63y is equal to negative 7. The reason why I multiplied it by 7 is I wanted my x's to cancel out. Yes. If I wanted the y's to cancel out, I would have multiplied by negative 2. Because if I multiply everything by negative 2, it makes it negative 18y. So you want one of the letters to cancel out. My case, I said, let's cancel out the x's. But yeah, if you want to cancel the y's, cancel out the y's. Like I said, I multiplied everything by 7, so the x's cancel out. Right? 7x minus 7x is 0, so it cancels out. On the y's, 18 plus 63, that's 81. Negative 11 and negative 70, that's negative 81. We can just agree that y equals negative 1. For x, use any equation that you want. Let's choose this second one before I multiply it by 7. Just because the numbers are not that big. That's why I'm choosing that one. Just for that. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative x minus 9. I just went 9 times y, so that's why I call it minus 9 equals negative 10. My negative 9, let me move it as a plus 9. So I have that negative x equals negative 1. We can agree x equals 1. So my solution would be 1, negative 1. So not that bad. If they don't cancel out to begin with, like they didn't, if they don't cancel out to begin with, you can multiply one equation or probably both equations. You're trying to cancel one less. Let's do number 17. Let me just copy the first equation as it is. 2x minus 4y equals 20. Let me multiply the second equation by negative 2. So multiply everything on the second one by negative 2. So I get negative 2x plus 24y is equal to negative 20. Because I wanted the x's to cancel out. So I get 20y is equal to 0. So I know y is equal to 0. For x, let me choose, once again, let me choose this equation. So I have x minus 0 is equal to 10. Remember I just went 12 times y, and I know y is 0. So x minus 0 is 10. I know x equals 10, so my solution will be 10, 0.
Why did you times it by negative 2 instead of 2?
I times it by negative because I want it to be negative 2x. If I would just multiply it by positive 2x, then they don't quite cancel out. All right. Any questions? Which one? Number 20? Sure. All right, looking at number 20, let me just copy the first equation as it is. 12x minus 4y equals negative 28. Now, if you guys want to cancel out the x's, multiply everything by 6. If you want to cancel out the y's, multiply everything by 4. I think I would rather multiply by 4 than by 6. My numbers will be a little smaller. So let me multiply everything by 4. So I'm going to get negative 8x plus 4y equals 32. Because remember, now I'm trying to get the y's away. The y's cancel out. So I get 4x equals 4. Because negative 28, 32 is 4. So 4x equals 4. I'm going to say x equals 1. For me to solve for y, let me use this equation just because the numbers are smaller. I'm going to have negative 2 plus y is 8. Remember, I just went negative 2 times x. So that's how I got negative 2. Now my negative 2, let me move it as a plus 2. I get y equals 10. So my solution is 110. For elimination, in order for us to be able to use elimination, x and y are on the left side and the number on the other side. Remember, for substitution, I had one letter by itself and everything else on the other side. But for elimination, if you guys are going to use elimination, make sure x and y are both on the left side, and then the number on the right side. But all right, any questions?